Emily, are you going to go to college?
No.
How about ITT Tech?
No.
How come?
Because I don't want to pay off student loan debt the rest of my life.
That's a good answer. It's a very good answer. Well, don't give me no Hillary Clinton coughing fit right now. Hillary Jr., what are you doing? Just kidding. All right, all done. Speaking of ITT Technical Institute, I remember seeing those stupid videos, as in advertisement videos or movies. It's almost like a movie. Kid comes in and I was poor, and thanks to ITT Technical Institute, I've now got a great career for my family. I'm now a job foreman, foreman at the job site. Fine print, paid actor, yada, 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 yada. Paid actor. And I remember seeing one of these videos or advertisements not all that long ago. Maybe a couple months ago. But I haven't seen them lately. Have not seen the ITT ads lately, and I've been wondering why. Where the hell do these ads go? Where are all these bright young people making it in the world who went to ITT Technical Institute? Got a little article for you that I think answers it. However, I'm going to give you a personal story. Two people that I know, or used to know when I worked with them a while back. And there were two colleges. One of them was Remington College. It's one of these technical things too, like ITT Tech, whatever. This is in like Tampa, Florida area. And it was before I got my current job, this first story, which was 2003-ish, maybe. And there was a guy there named Noel, I think was his name. And we were at this computer repair shop that just opened. It was going to be like a franchise type of deal where they fix computers, sell parts, sell computers, all that stuff. And when I first started working there, I kind of saw the writing on the wall pretty quick. There ain't a whole lot of people coming over here interested in buying a computer or getting theirs fixed. So I immediately started putting my resume back out, let that flow get going. So if I get a good hit, I'm out of here because I didn't like it. And by the way, that place closed down not too long after. So it was a good call on my part. I saw the writing on the wall and I jumped on that. So while I'm there, another employee named Noel, I believe he's a little older than I was, or I am, was telling me his story. I went to, I think it was Remington College or one of those, and wanted to get a degree in the computer industry, IT related. So I went and got my Cisco, CNA, and all this crap, and got certified, got my MCSE or whatever, And he's telling me, I'm like, well, so how'd it go? It's just a technical school to get that certification? Yeah, but it's like college. It's like going to college. You got to get a student loan and stuff to pay for it. And okay, I don't recall how much he said it cost. But I already know from looking previously, like it's a pretty penny. But he said, I'm asking him, what happens when it's time to take these tests? You got to study all this crap and remember all this to pass? He says, well, no. They essentially give you a cheat sheet. They just kind of silently say, all right, study this. Tomorrow's your test, the real test. And it's essentially a cheat sheet. That's interesting. However, we have job placement. Come to our school, we offer job placement services. Oh, great. I'll go here. Hell, if I could get the student loan debt or the student loan to pay for this, I'll get a good paying job. They have job placement. Great. I'll be able to pay that debt off and have a good job. And then once the debt's paid off, I'll just have the good job to look back on. Great. In his version of, once they passed their little tests, got their certifications, their version at that school of job placement was essentially a tack board, a cork board with local job postings. I said, excuse me? That's their job placement? Yeah, isn't that amazing? That their job placement is local jobs that they found for you. So I said, hold on. So they don't have like a connection of bigger companies that they've used in the past, and they know that these students that come here, we've always had good results, that kind of thing. So whenever new students come out, we got some jobs ready for them, that kind of thing. Oh, no, nothing like that at all. Wow. So then I got the job that I've been at now for the past, whatever it is, 12 or, gosh, yeah, about 13 years, 12, 13, 14 years, whatever the hell it is. And I said, well, I didn't say anything yet. I was talking to a girl that worked there, Remington College story. Really? Same story as the other guy. How about the job placement? And again, they weren't the same Remington. One was something else, and I think the girl at work was Remington. So it's two different colleges, technical colleges. He went to one, she went to another one. So I just, how'd that go? Oh, I got my Cisco certification and this and that. And I asked her the same question. How did, is it easy to pass the test? She said, well, the day before, they essentially give you a cheat sheet. Almost like a questions and answers, slightly different questions, but the same answer. Just study it and pass it. So essentially, they're not really teaching you much of anything other than here's how to pass the test to get your certification. Yeah, kind of. Because this girl didn't know anything about information technology, if I'm to be honest with you. Couldn't, fight her way out of a wet paper bag, if you know what I mean. But she got her certifications. She had more certifications than I do. Couldn't find a job. What about job placement? Do they offer job placement? Yeah, they do. What was the job placement? Essentially a little tack board in the hallway with local job. No, you're kidding. No, that's what it was. Local jobs. Okay, so now you're working here, not in an IT-related capacity. You're working as a project manager, if you will, which anybody can be trained off the street to do that. At my company, it's not one of these highly technical jobs. You can train anybody to do it. So, not to say that's a bad job, I'm just saying you didn't have to go get student loan debt to get these certifications to find out that I can't get this freaking job that I'm looking for anyways. And I'm going to go work over here as a project manager. So, speaking of ITT Technical Institute, and it's so successful. Look at the commercials. I was a nobody. I made it, and I'm a job foreman. I'm certified. Wow, I need to do that. I'm tired of this dead end job. I need to do that. That's how they get you thinking. Then you make that phone call. Oh, everybody's approved, but I don't have the greatest credit. Oh, that's all right. Federally backed student loans. Oh, so I can get in there. Absolutely. But remember, like a student loan, you can never bankrupt out of that sucker. It's with you the rest of your life. Having said all that, I had to warm you up. 40,000, this is zero hedge, of course. 40,000 students in limbo. 8,000 or so employees fired instantly as ITT suddenly shuts down. And we're closed. The long-running tragic saga of ITT Education Services, which was established nearly 50 years ago and operates, let me stop. Established 50 years ago and now is shut down. How is that recovery working? If a 50-year-old entity can't survive, even though the numbers they keep saying, hey, no, everything's good. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. This, my friends, is what I call the real thermometer. You don't have to ask the government, can you produce some numbers? And then several years from now even, or months, depending on what the data is, you're going to revise it all to hell. So it looks good now. New president comes, another president, 10 years of GDP, as I keep saying, revised down every freaking year for the last 10 years. We got it wrong last 10 years. Sorry about that. This is something you can't revise. You can't revise ITT being shut down. This is the real status of your country, okay? So established 50 years ago, nearly, and operates the ITT Technical Institute's for-profit college chain, finally came to an end this morning, which was yesterday, with both a bang and a whimper when it announced that it is shutting down effective immediately, leaving the fate of 40,000 students currently enrolled in limbo and some 8,000 workers without a job. The company said the closure is due to an investigation and sanctions by the U.S. Department of Education? What is this, Venezuela? We're putting sanctions on you? What the? ITT Tech? Quote, it is with profound regret that we must report that ITT Educational Services Incorporated will discontinue academic operations at all of its ITT technical institutes permanently after approximately 50 years of continuous service, the company stated Tuesday. And by the way, I know maybe some of you said, well, I did actually go to ITT Tech and I did get a decent job. Just like there's some of you that could say, I went to college, got my degree, and I did get a decent job. I understand. Right? There's statistics. It's not 100% failure. It's just mostly failure. You guys are the lucky few. By the way, congratulations. Seriously. Congratulations that you were not one of the opposite, where you're stuck with the student loan debt and you get a crappy job. So if any of you are out there that have a good job, based off of college or in this case, ITT Tech, taking this moment out, 3-second moment of silence for you guys. Congratulations. Effective today, the company has eliminated the positions of the overwhelming majority of our more than 8,000 employees. End quote. As previously reported, ITT Tech stopped enrolling new students on August 29th, just a few days after it was cut off from a significant amount of federal funding by the government. ITT's collapse was catalyzed when the Department of Education effectively killed the company 2 weeks ago when it told the company on August 25th that it couldn't enroll new students who use federal financial aid. Which means what? Oh, there goes all of our base. Is that not amazing? When you take federal aid out, instant bankruptcy. Can't handle it. Why? Because none of these people coming here would normally qualify for a loan. Unless we put it into a student loan status, and they have to pay it on the rest of their lives. And the government's saying 1 trillion student loan debt, 1.1 trillion student loan debt, 1.2, 1.3. We're probably at 1.4 now, by the way. Trillion. That's not how much has been financed this whole time and partially paid back. That's what's outstanding. That's no small chunk of change. Where's all that being paid? How's it being paid back? So these people go getting in debt and then say, well, I can't pay it. Go get a regular job. And then what happens? Oh, we're going to garnish your wages. We're going to do that. Now they're even in a worse situation than they were if they never even freaking went to the stupid ITT Technical College or any technical college or even college in many instances. And I still hear people talk, oh yeah, we got to have a little money aside for when our kid goes to college. We're going to put them in college and I'll put my kid in private school and okay, pay for private school, whatever. When it comes to college, I think it's a no-brainer these days. Educate yourself online. Maybe these online colleges have a better way and cheaper for you to get your degree than going to an actual classroom. And if that's the case, maybe that's where people should be looking if you must go get a college degree. Where was I? ITT's collapse was catalyzed when the Department of Education effectively killed the company 2 weeks ago when it told the company on August 25th that it couldn't enroll new students who use federal financial aid. The school accused federal officials of forcing the closure and denying it due process. The company has been the subject of state and federal probes for various reasons, including my number one favorite, recruitment tactics. Turn on the TV, advertisement. Hell, he's younger than I am. Boy, he's got a good job. He's taking care of his family now. I'd like to do that. I'm the man of the house. I've been sucking here lately. Can't hold down a great job. I need more money. Things keep costing more money. I need to go to ITT Tech. That's that first part. So, including its recruiting or recruitment tactics, lending practices, and job placement figures. So, am I also to assume lending practices mean you think you're paying this amount, if you get behind at all, your interest rate jumps to here, and you're in the death spiral for the rest of your life. unless you win the lottery and can pay this off. Maybe that, possibly. Among the measures imposed, ITT was ordered to pay $152 million to the department, I'm assuming the Department of Education, within 30 days to cover student refunds and other liabilities in case the company closes. And if you take away federal funding, I think it's going to be closed. The chain based in Indiana is still paying another $44 million demanded by the department in June for the same reason. In order, and here I'm going to have to go here. I got to go here. I'm just waiting to hear how this ends. What was that? 40,000? 40,000 students in limbo. All of them, due to the ITT's closing, received horrible refunds. Like, they got back 10% of their money. I'm just making this up, but I can just see the headline right now. Maybe some of them got nothing, or will get nothing. Wait a minute. Had this debt, or, hey, how much is it going to cost? Oh, it's $20,000 for that particular course of study. All right, I'll put down, I got half of that my parents gave me. I'll put down 10 and I'll finance the other 10. But when you finance the other 10, you're financing U.S. federal aid, which then goes immediately to the pockets of ITT Tech. So if ITT Tech goes under and they don't have the money to pay back the U.S. federal aid, which in turn can pay you back because the place is closing, then what happens? That's called you're screwed. You lost all the money you put into it, and if you got a student loan to do it, at least we could say, well, maybe you don't know anything. However, what's to stop the government from saying, listen, you still owe that money. We understand the place went out of business, but you got money for something. It's gone. We're owed the money. This is student loan debt. Again, we're sorry for the inconvenience, but you owe us. Could you imagine if that happens? I don't think that's going to go there. I think the government will recognize right away that ain't going to fly. We ain't going to be able to pull that one off. We'll just have to add this to the kick the can thing. Just add that back there, for God's sake. We can't go there right now. Not with these people. These people are pissed off at us as it is. In order to have access to federal student loans, schools need to be accredited by a government-recognized accrediting agency. ITT Educational Services was found to be out of compliance with its accreditor standards twice this year, according to the Department of Education. Needless to say, for-profit schools tend to rely heavily on federal student aid. The Accrediting Council for Independent Colleges and Schools recently asked the company for proof of why its accreditation should not be withdrawn or suspended. ITT's death, while sudden, should not come as a surprise. Enrollment has been slipping for a while. In July, the company reported its new student enrollment dropped almost 22% from the same period a year before. Once again, this is the real thermometer of how the economy's really doing. 50-year-old company, 22% loss in enrollment activity just from a year ago. But official recovery, Obama said it April 2009. 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're almost into 17. It's almost 8 years. What are you talking about, ITT Tech? 22%. Are you making this up? No, that's real. They can't hide that one. Meanwhile, the roughly 40,000 students currently enrolled now find themselves in limbo. When a school closes its doors, it can leave its students stuck without a degree and massive student loans. Is this the answer I was looking for? ITT's collapse is reminiscent of Corinthian colleges, which filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in May of 2015 in the wake of alleged predatory lending practices and accusations of inflated job placement numbers, leaving about 16,000 students stuck without a degree and thousands more with huge debts. Some students were eventually able to receive debt relief. So some students were able to. How about the other ones? And how many is some out of 16,000 in that case? And if I stand corrected, isn't that the one? Hold on. Corinthian colleges. One of these, the Bernie Sanders' wife or something was related to one of these? Somehow she got shit approved that she shouldn't have, with the political status. Corinthian College. Bernie Sanders. Let me just take a little peek at that. Is that the one? Corinthian College Student Loan Debt Discharge Program. To qualify. Hold on. So there's a website called forgetstudentloandebt.com. Corinthian colleges loans are being forgiven. That's right, thanks to the incredible, brave efforts of the Corinthian 15, now rebranded the Corinthian collectives since they've grown up to 1,500 plus members. President Obama's administration has decided to forgive all student loan debt related to Corinthian colleges courses. This forgiveness includes any loans that were used at the following Corinthian affiliated schools: Everest, Hild, and Wyotech. The forgiveness program announced by President Obama on June 8th offers up to $3.6 billion in forgiveness benefits, but it does come with some restrictions. What's that? This post outlines the details of the plan and walks you through the application process for claiming your benefits. What happened to the students? With many thousands of students. First came the protest, then the Corinthian 15 strikers group who publicly pledged to refuse to pay back their Corinthian debt. Then came tons of media attention and further pressure to offer some form of real financial assistance. The good news here is that there is a happy ending to the story. June 8, 2015, Department of Education announced that they will support many of the students who got caught up in Corinthian's collapse, and that many of those students will qualify for comprehensive student loan debt forgiveness benefits. How does this forgiveness work? The rules are pretty simple. To qualify for the Corinthian College's loan forgiveness benefits, you must satisfy one of the two following eligibility conditions. 1. Closed school relief. You qualify for the closed school relief program if you attended one of the Corinthian schools that closed on April 27, 2015. Number 2. Defrauded student relief. You qualify for the defrauded student relief program if you were defrauded, such as lied to, scammed, etc., by a Corinthian school that you went to, or you believe that the school violated state laws, whether or not it was shut down. The first point above is cut and dry. If you went to one of those schools that were shut down on April 27th, you're going to qualify for forgiveness. Simple. So, can we expect the same thing for ITT Tech? As I said, I think that's what the government's going to do. They're not going to let these students be saddled with debt on something they can never even go to school and get their services rendered. This is a small sample, but a very good sample of a overall larger picture of the United States today. Scam, fraud, no morals, nothing. Just, again, scams, frauds. This place is being run like a mob-ridden entity. So anybody out there with you got to do the right thing. I remember people used to tell me that because I talked about my credit card debt long ago, even on YouTube. No, no one told you to get that debt. You need to pay that. For those of you that think that way, come here. Come a little closer. Closer. How does one do the right thing in a world, and especially a country, that is now being built upon and run by doing the wrong thing? How does that happen? I'll tell you how it happens. I'll tell you how it ends. Everyone who is doing the right thing, you get screwed in the end. And then you yell and complain and cry about how unfair it is. And then guys like me, get to tell you what you used to tell us. Nobody said life was fair. And I'll be honest, I can't wait for that day to come, because there's a whole lot of Americans that need that. They need to experience it and then get it right back in their face Nobody said life was. Oh, you lost your job? Nobody said life was fair. Your pension's gone? Nobody said life was fair. Your retirement's gone too? Nobody said life is fair. 401k is destroyed? Nobody said life was fair. But it could be fair if you know how to pay attention to things around your environment and act accordingly. How about one of the things I've picked up 450,000 times, I'll pick up again. 1 ounce silver coin. This is going to save your bacon one day when all those other things fail you, if you've got some of those. Take care.